liked MIA a lot. I read some things about what happened to her and her career. Interesting, you know, the industry, music industry. It's not the most kind industry, not the most loving industry. And when I have time, I do like to kind of like do, you know, not just my favorite artists, but also like iconic artists, you know, find out like what happened to them. Jimi Hendrix, his story is really incredible. When you look into what happened to Jimmy, how basically they had like assigned I believe it was his manager. I gotta refresh the story again, but I believe it was his manager that was like an undercover CIA agent who got him hooked on drugs and set him up and basically planned his demise, planned his downfall. It's, you know, some really dark stuff that goes on in this industry. I saw the Elton John story on a flight, and I was bawling like a baby. I was just crying. It was embarrassing, you know. I mean, I don't get embarrassed, but I was crying on the plane. It was very touching. Tina Turner story. So the Josephine Baker story. I wrote a paper about Josephine Baker. She's definitely one of my icons, you know, as a performer, as a dancer. But this morning I was thinking about Kobe Bryant. And, you know, he had this thing that he did for the kids, and it was called MuseCage. You can check it out on YouTube. It's like an ESPN thing that he did for the children. And I thought it was really fascinating because he basically is saying that the reason why he was such a strong and fierce competitor was largely fueled by rage. And I know, like, we hear the message, it's all love, it's love, it's love, it's love, peace and peace and peace. And I'm all about it. You know, at times I feel like I feel, I know this sounds bizarre, but I feel like I'm in the wrong, sometimes I feel like I incarnated during the wrong time. I had a very interesting story one time. I used to work at this place called Lucky Strike back in the day, like 10 years ago. And it's a bar and bowling alley. And I had this guy come in, and he was an older gentleman. And he was talking about my aura, and he was like, "You're definitely from a different time." He's like, "I think that you came in from the 70s. Like, you're definitely like from a different time. You have like a very strong connection to the 70s. I think he said the 70s or the 60s. And I often feel that way. I often feel sometimes disconnected from this what we're going through right now. I feel like maybe I was a hippie, you know, maybe I was, I don't know, I don't always feel super connected with the times. But anyways, I say that to say that this Cage Muse thing, you know, right now, you know, we hear peace and love, but it's not that. We've got wars, we've got a lot of turmoil going on the planet, a lot of conflict going on the planet. And I noticed that, especially women, but men too, this repression of your feelings ends up coming out in a passive aggressive manner. You know, you've got people who are smiling and pretending it's all love, but their actions speak otherwise. And that rage and that anger comes out in a passive aggressive manner. And I consider myself very blessed and very lucky to have this gift of dance and this gift of music, where I can be very straightforward with people. I don't have to you know, be like two-faced. You know, I don't have to be passive aggressive with, you know, my rage. I'm able to channel it, you know, with the songs that I write, with my music, with my dance and all that stuff. I channel it in a very healthy manner through my workouts and things like that. And I think that balance is really the key when we talk about life, you know. Rage, yes. I'm gonna play for you a little tidbit of this Cage Muse because I can relate to it, you know, to some degree. Rage does help as far as fueling, being a fierce competitor, but Kobe Bryant also had a very loving wife, Vanessa. He had a very sweet wife. So he had that balance where he had the rage, he had the hatred, but he also had the love. And I think that that creates the best human being, that balance. You know what I'm saying? Like, channel all of those things. And this Cage Muse thing, he's explaining to the kids, like, you know, because there was like this anti-bullying campaign. And I know that Trump's wife, Melania, she was one of the pioneers of like this anti-bullying campaign. And, you know, it was like her thing was internet bullying. Like, I guess every first lady takes on like a certain, you know, social issue. Michelle Obama took on healthy eating. She went and, you know, made sure like the schools were getting, like, that's probably what I would do if I was the first lady. I would do what Michelle did. I would definitely champion for healthy eating, go into the schools, getting healthy lunches, gardening and all that stuff, because that's right up my alley. Melania did internet bullying. And, you know, I kind of am on the side where it's like, well, just log off, you know, like just log off. But there's been like a lot of anti-bullying campaigns for the kids these days. And I don't know if that is helping the kids develop in the most healthy manner. I'm from the school of thought that not everybody gets a reward. You don't get a trophy just for showing up and bench riding. You know, you have to put in the work. And this Cage Muse thing is really kind of cool because rather than Kobe taking the anti-bullying stance, he said, take the bully's words and use that to fuel you and become a strong competitor and a beast. And so you'll see with this Cage, this Muse Cage, like the words like quit, failure, you know, like all these negative terms are flashing across the screen. And he's like, those are the things that I use, you know, when I'm on the court. I hear those things, I hear all of that stuff, and that's what makes me such a beast. I'll play a little tidbit of this because I think that it's a good message for the kids.
For my basketball game today?
Of course.
Can a MuseCage muse me to be a beast like James Harden?
Sure can.
Can a MuseCage muse me to be a beast like Russell Westbrook?
Absolutely.
Can a MuseCage muse me?
A muse cage can be whatever it is you want it to be.
Oh.
If you build it the right way.
Oh. I'm ready.
You don't need construction tools to build a muse cage.
Then what do I use to build my MuseCage?
Your curiosity.
Oh. I don't get it.
Use your curiosity to search all over the world for musings that you can use to decorate your muse cage.
Oh.
The more musings you find, the more powerful your muse cage becomes.
Oh.
Every muse cage is powered by two forces. Light musings, you're nice.
Oh, thank you.
You're
Oh, so nice of you.
And dark musings.
Worthless.
You're a failure.
Make it stop.
Yeah, light musings make you feel good and happy.
Yeah.
Dark musings make you feel bad and angry.
Oh, I don't like dark musings.
Most people don't. But what they don't understand is that dark musings just may be our greatest source of energy and power.
Oh.
If you're looking for your inner beast, it's most likely living inside of a dark muse.
Really? I don't know. I don't like feeling bad and angry, but I do need to find my inner beast. What should I do?
This is the face of a man with a dark muse cage. This is the face of a man with a dark muse cage.
So I thought that that was a good message for the kids. And, you know, for me personally, I use both. I operate on the frequency of love. I got love to give. I like to encourage people. But, you know, and love is powerful. Love is very, 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 very powerful. And I'm all about, like, love and peace. But at the same time, the darkness also is something that's fueling. So that balance of being able to have love and being able to have rage. I don't think that I don't think that the answer is to purge all the darkness and purge all the rage. I think that you handle the rage in an effective manner. And even when I encounter, you know, people that I'm just like are very full of hatred and are, you know, I've been in a lot of different circumstances, situations I've spoken about, you know, even the circumstance that I've been undergoing as of lately. And all I think to myself is, man, they just don't have an effective means to channel their rage. You know, I am not an advocate of, you know, bullying somebody, of taking your rage out on a harmless individual, on another individual. I'm an advocate of becoming the best version of yourself, becoming excellent, becoming, you know, what you're here to do. And so rather than channeling that rage and your frustration with whatever your circumstance, your, you know, whatever it is going on with you, find a way to become a beast, become masterful in your craft, become the best. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, bullying somebody is not an effective way to handle your rage. But what I will say is that it sometimes, depending on the person, can effectively allow them to become masterful in who they're here to be. Anyways, until next time, y'all. Peace.